Well, and to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have with us over the phone our dear guest, Dr. Ayman Ghonem, economic expert. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, madam.
Dr. Ghonem, what are the key factors behind Egypt's targeting of achieving 5.4% economic growth in the fiscal year 2026-2027?
Well, actually, Egypt aspires to achieve, on the long run, 7% economic growth, and that's in order to double the size of the real economy every 10 years. And then using the tools of income redistribution, we can give the fruits of such growth to all the sectors of the society. Of course, such plans for expected growth is first of all on the revamping of whole Egyptian infrastructure in the during the last 12 years, since President Abdel Fattah was elected in 2014. Egypt has undergone massive construction for its infrastructure at 7,000 kilometers to the road network, increasing the efficiency of 10,000 kilometers. So we work on 17,000 kilometers, which represent 54% of the road network, which is 31,000 kilometers. Also, Egypt has been providing a lot of incentives. Our legislative structure was amended. We took, for example, a loan of 72 for the year 2017 regarding that investment. And the government now is able to provide holidays that are extended to 50% of the cost of projects. That's for the sector of Zone A, which is determined by of the Prime Minister, and for Zone B, which includes the other areas in the country, the tax holiday is up to 30%. Of course, Zone A includes the areas that have strategic importance, of course, including Suez Canal economic zone.
Yes.
Also, such road, the road 70 allows the government to increase the golden license for the serious projects and for the project that strategic importance for the country.
Yes.
All these factors, work infrastructure, will be the incentives, and of course, instruction given by the president of the to the ministers of the economic group that have to work on site. They have to work in the field to solve the problems of the investors, because in the it used to have many other good laws, other good initiatives, but unfortunately such laws and initiatives did not yield the required outcome. I would not say failed, but did not yield the required outcome because of the small details and fine details.
Yes. Dr. Ghonem, how do you see, how realistic are the government's expectations for reducing the inflation rate to around 9.3%?
Well, actually, the inflation rate is a function of our monetary policy. If you look at the economic reform taken by Egypt in 2014, to fiscal policy and the monetary policy. But regarding the monetary policy, that has been really aggressive in pursuing an inflation targeting policy. Our inflation target is 10 plus or minus 10 per annum, and the monetary policy, through its different tools, including, of course, interest rates, including the market operation reserve ratio, has been kept and skillfully manipulated by the central bank in order to achieve rate. And one of the important factors that will lead to achieving the desired is the stability of our exchange rate. We have our official reserves reached more than 52 billion US dollars recently, I think, in the month of February. So our net foreign assets bank, Central Bank of Egypt, also reached $11.75 billion. So high reserves, of course, contribute to the availability of the foreign currency in the market. And of course, coupled by the rationalization that we are now practicing, rationalization of the consumption of energy and of input. So all these factors would contribute to achieving such required inflation rate. And actually, if you compare inflation, it was around 39 December 2023. I think now it's around 11.2%, and also it's expected to reach. And that's why the Central Bank of Egypt a lot of room either to keep the interest rates or even to reduce them.
Yes. Dr. Ghonem, what are the measures that can help ensure the success of the government's plan to narrow the fiscal deficit and also reduce the public debt?
Well, as I told you, the economic reform undertaken by Egypt since 2014 has two wings, fiscal and the monetary policy. We talked about the monetary policy, about the fiscal policy. The President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has stressed many times that we have to maintain our fiscal discipline in order to put our public debt in a descending path. This is on one hand, and also to allow for the expenditure on social protection and welfare, but from real resources. Because in past decades, if you used to increase the provisions for social protection, and from increasing the public debt, and sometimes from monetizing it by printing banknotes. But now, 2014, the country is adamant in achieving such fiscal discipline. If you look at the primary sector, which is a very important measure in this regard, last year, the financial year that ended on June 30th, 2025, we achieved the highest achieved primary surplus in our history, which was 3.6% of GDP. In the current financial year, that will end on June 30th, 2020, we're targeting 4% of the GDP. And in the upcoming year, 2027, we're targeting a higher level of 5%.
Yes.
Also, we're trying to overall in the upcoming year, we're targeting 0.9% up, 0.1%.
Well, yes, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information, Dr. Ayman Ghonem, economic expert. We really had the pleasure to have this phone.